On a warm Friday evening in June 2016, 17-year-old Keisha Bell left her grandmother's apartment in southeast Washington, D.C., wearing a faded denim jacket, a blue bandana, and carrying her sketchpad. She told her grandmother, Miss Loretta, she'd be back by dark. She never came home. Miss Loretta called Keisha's phone at 8:42 p.m. No answer. She called again at 9:17 p.m., then again at 10:03 p.m., and then called the police. "I want to report my granddaughter missing," she told the dispatcher. "How long has she been gone?" they asked. "About 4 hours." "She's 17. That's not long enough to file a missing person report. She doesn't run off. She ain't like that. We'll send someone by in the morning." They never did. The Bell family waited outside the 7th District Police Station the next morning. They brought a photo of Keisha and a flyer they made at a gas station printer. But no Amber Alert was issued. Because Keisha was black, a minor, and from a neighborhood considered high risk, her case was labeled as a probable runaway. The police didn't search. They didn't canvass. They didn't even ping her cell phone. Keisha Bell was already being erased. What police didn't know, or chose not to look into, was that in the past 8 months, 5 other black girls between the ages of 14 and 18 had gone missing within a 10-mile radius of Keisha's last known location. The local news didn't connect the dots. No national media picked up the story, but the community did. Keisha's cousin Danielle, a 23-year-old community college student and part-time activist, started posting about Keisha's case on social media using the hashtag #FindKeishaBell. She added the names of the other missing girls, then created a Twitter thread mapping out the disappearances, including times, locations, and demographic data. Within days, the hashtag gained traction, especially among Black Twitter. Soon, celebrities like Taraji P. Henson, Ava DuVernay, and Jada Pinkett Smith shared the thread. Pressure mounted on D.C. authorities. Finally, under public scrutiny, the Metro Police Department opened a task force, not just for Keisha's case, but for 13 unsolved cases of missing black girls in the past year. It was already too late for some of them. 2 weeks after Keisha vanished, a man named Andre Dre Connolly was arrested on unrelated drug charges during a raid at a rundown budget stay in Off Benning Road in E. During the raid, police found multiple burner phones, several ID cards belonging to missing girls, and a ledger filled with names, nicknames, and dollar amounts. One name stood out. KB $900/3 hours. Room 117 had a padlock on the outside. When police pried it open, they found a mattress on the floor, handcuffs on a pipe, a deadbolt on the inside of the room, and a wall covered in graffiti, most of it unreadable, but one message was clear. "My name is Keisha. Please help me." Keisha had been there, but she wasn't anymore. Investigators uncovered a trafficking ring operating out of nightclubs, motels, and foster homes in the D.C. area. Girls were recruited via Instagram DMs, fake modeling gigs, and even friends turned recruiters. Connolly wasn't the ringleader. He was a middleman. The real organizer was someone known only as Coach, a former high school basketball coach turned trafficker who used his connections to lure vulnerable teens into safe housing and scholarship opportunities. By the time police raided another suspected location in Prince George's County, they found 2 girls, both underage, both missing for months. But still no sign of Keisha. On August 4th, an anonymous tip came through the #FindKeishaBell website Danielle had launched. The message was brief. "Check the dog kennels behind the old ironworks in Oxon Hill. She's there." Police were skeptical. The location was remote, outside their jurisdiction. But under pressure, they checked it out. Inside one of the rusted-out kennels, they found a girl. Dirty, emaciated, alive. It was Keisha. Keisha couldn't speak much for days. When she did, she described being abducted by a man she thought was an Uber driver. She woke up chained in a basement, then moved, then sold, again and again. She remembered 6 girls she'd seen. Some were still alive when she last saw them. One was not. Her name was Trina Harris, 16, reported missing from Anacostia in January 2016. Trina's remains were found buried in a shallow grave behind an abandoned church in Maryland 3 weeks later. Keisha's testimony, combined with data from the burner phones and other rescued victims, led to 16 arrests, including a former coach, a retired cop, and 2 social workers. The trial took 3 years. Keisha testified in court.
So did Danielle.
So did Miss Loretta. 3 of the accused were convicted on federal trafficking charges and sentenced to life. Others received lesser sentences. Some walked free due to plea deals or technicalities. The foster care system in D.C. faced an internal audit. Several employees were fired, but no criminal charges were filed against the agencies. No formal apology was ever given by the police for labeling Keisha a runaway. Keisha now lives in North Carolina with her aunt. She doesn't do interviews, but she's in therapy and enrolled in an art program. Danielle became a full-time activist and launched the Keisha Bell Foundation, which supports families of missing Black children and lobbies for legislation ensuring equal response times regardless of race or zip code. In 2023, a bill named the Keisha Bell Act passed in the D.C. Council, mandating an immediate investigation for any minor reported missing, no exceptions. Miss Loretta passed away in 2022. She didn't live to see the bill signed, but her granddaughter came home. Keisha Bell didn't disappear. She was taken. And for far too long, no one looked. Not because she wasn't loved, but because she was Black from the wrong neighborhood, and because a system built to protect her decided she wasn't worth the effort. Her survival is a miracle, but the fact that she needed a miracle at all is the crime.